Welcome to Life, Lessons, and Laughter with your host, Glenn Ambrose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Not sure about this angle. Whatever. So what's happening, everyone? Send me your comments. Start saying hello. Let me know where you're from. Let everybody know where you're from. Last week, I believe we had a lot of people from Rhode Island and some from Massachusetts. And of course, these are international. So it's, there's lots of people that watch them even, after we go live. So, we get people from all around the world, literally all around the world, watching these. So, this is just kind of a snippet of who listens to these and sees these on YouTube and stuff. So Nicole from Colorado. It feels weird saying that you're from Colorado, seeing how I knew you in Massachusetts growing up. Let's see. And there we go. I just made the comments public. So now I should be able to see more of your comments. All right. So today, man, this feels like it's been a long time coming. There's certain things that kind of become, for lack of a better term, pet peeves. And this is one, because there's multiple reasons that this is a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve because I feel that manifesting is misrepresented a lot and it's very misunderstood. And, basically it's misunderstood because it's, in my opinion, it's being mistaught. And I say that because, I'm not saying that in a way to try to critique people that are teaching it. It's just, the reason I say it's being mistaught is I feel that if you pay attention to what people say about manifesting, it seems to me that it's really not too complicated to see where they're going off. And if you can see where they're going off, then I think as a teacher, you would hyper focus on that part, because you're like, people are naturally skipping over this and they shouldn't be, so you would try to correct that issue. That's how I perceive it. And manifesting has been being taught for years, and very little has changed from what I've seen. And so it's yeah. So that's the overview. It doesn't really matter that, I felt like I was like trying to explain the problem too much. Who cares? Let's just get into the solution. So the manifesting aspect of things is, it's one thing that we need to understand, and I may touch on this again towards the end, is manifesting is kindergarten spirituality, basically. It's not that deep. It really, I mean, it's like, people who aren't into spirituality at all can basically manifest. And many people often do without even knowing how they're doing it. So you don't really have to be very spiritual to be able to manifest, because it's like kindergarten. It's just the beginning stages of spirituality. So, which has good and bad aspects to it. The good aspect of that is it's a wonderful doorway into spirituality, because if you have, let's face it, people can deny this all they want, but if you pay attention to their actions and how they live their lives, you'll see that it's true, even for people who deny it, that we live in a material world. Like, everything in our lives is driven by materialism. It's driven by getting the nice house and the nice clothes and the nice furniture and nice car. And, because the amount of people that it's unconscious. I know, I know that I'm not saying that people are materialistic in a way that makes them a bad person. I think everybody is we live in a world filled with wonderful people. It's just we're unconscious to what we're doing. So if you add up the hours that you chase money, and then you, like in your life, most people, that's more of their life than anything else. Like, their work life takes up more time than their family life, than their hobby life, than their joys, than their, anything. So we spend most of our time working, most people. And, for what? If it, like, I don't consider myself very materialistic, but I understand that I live life unconsciously to some degree. I'm not always conscious. So, like, I didn't have a bunch of extravagant things, but when I moved from, my business space to a really small space, that was a lot of downsizing, partially because I was getting rid of my business stuff. But still, even that, I downsized quite a bit, even just with my personal belongings. And then I moved to Florida, and everything that I owned fit in my SUV, along with a child and a dog. so I purged a lot there. And then when I moved to the DR, I still had to get rid of tons of stuff. Everything I owned fit in 2 giant suitcases, So, and then I'm over here now and I still have too much stuff. So it's not a judgment thing. It's just a fact. We have way more than we need. So, and a lot of it's unconscious. So if we are living in a way that we spend tons of time working to make more money than we need, to acquire more things than we need, that's unconscious living to some degree. And like you said, I'm guilty of it to some degree too. But we're very material oriented. That's just a fact. So the reason that manifesting is such a nice doorway into spirituality is because it attracts people's attention. Hey, I can manifest what I want. I can get what I want. And sometimes it's not even material. Sometimes it's a partner in life that you're manifesting, or a job that you enjoy. So it's not always something materialistic, but it is based on, wait, I get what I want. I can make stuff happen in my life that I want. I get what I want. It's kind of from a selfish mentality in the beginning, which is fine, because that's unconscious. When we're walking through life unconsciously, that grabs people's attention really well. This is why, like, when The Secret came out many years ago, I saw it and I knew some stuff was missing because I was already spiritually awake. But I did, and some of it can be a little frustrating, but if you look at it as a doorway into spirituality, it's like, wow, it did a masterful job. The amount of people that were exposed to The Secret, which is the law of attraction, which is an aspect of spirituality. Wow, that's one of the biggest doorways into spirituality that has transpired in the last 20 years. So it's been doing a wonderful job getting people in the door of spirituality. But we just have to understand it better. But it does serve a purpose, getting people in the door, getting people to expand their minds and understand that, hey, I can attract things. My thoughts attract things. If my life is going in a direction that I don't want it to, maybe I should pay attention to the thoughts that are going through my head. Am I always complaining and then wondering why I have something to complain about? Maybe there's something to that, and it starts expanding people's minds. So it has its benefits, just in the remedial sense, in the beginning sense. Yoga is similar in this way. Yoga is very watered down, and like in developed countries, I know in the United States, a lot of it is very watered down. A lot of the spirituality isn't even in it anymore, but it's a wonderful doorway to get people in. Sometimes laying in Shavasana at the end of a yoga class is the only time somebody's ever been still in their lives. And they're in a group of people, so they drop into the peacefulness of the atmosphere easier. And, it's a wonderful doorway, even when we're not really understanding the depth of it, So these are good doorways. And I saw Cindy log on here. Hey, Cindy, where are you? Where are you in the world, Cindy? I'm having people mention where they're from. So manifesting is, it can be used in a very rudimentary way. And it does get people into spirituality. So now that there's a lot of people that are into spirituality, and you can't throw a stick without hitting 13 people that are teaching manifestation, those are some of the most wealthy, as far as popularity, successful, popularity wise, spiritual teachers right now. A lot of them are manifestation teachers. Why? Because like I said, wait a minute, I can get what I want. Cool. Sign me up. That's why. So, okay. Cindy's near Orlando. Okay, cool. Florida. And Nicole said, if you go to manifest something and it doesn't work out, would that mean that it is not your path? Ah, beautiful. And this is where, and here we go. Thank you for leading me, Nicole. So most often, and there's kind of two big misconceptions, but the biggest misconception of manifesting, arguably, is that we manifest. We don't manifest anything. We're not that powerful. We're just not. So this is the confusion of manifestation. People are doing what they think it takes to manifest something, and then it doesn't manifest, and then they're like, okay, I must have done something wrong. It's like, yeah, you did something wrong, but it wasn't what you think it is. So it's kind of two parts. So it's we don't manifest things, and this is, most manifest teachers teach you have to make a vision board and put your energy towards it. I mean, I've used vision boards in the past. It's not, we can't blame the tool per se. Vision boards, to me, I stopped using them because they became a symbol of misinformation. And the misinformation is that if you put your thoughts on something and you put your energy towards something, you will attract it to you. That's the basis of what most people teach in manifesting. And it's simply not true. It's not how manifesting works. We do not put our thoughts on something and our energy towards something and attract it. That implies that we're doing it. We are not doing it. We don't manifest things. We are not God. We are not the universe. We don't manifest. So what we are is we are a channel. So manifestations can come through us into this reality. But the energy that's actually manifesting it, that's actually turning a thought into reality, is actually universal energy, life force energy, God energy, whatever you want to call it. That's what's actually doing the manifestation. So our job is kind of like I envision like a flashlight, because like we do have some sort of control over what happens in our lives through the co-creation process with the power. Okay, so in certain areas of our lives, we can be kind of like a flashlight. You know, the flashlights that you turn the head on them, and it sharpens the focus down to a very tight beam, or you can turn it the other way, and then it opens and it sends a more broad light out. So we can kind of do that. We can put our attention on something and focus on it. We can go broader. We can do all that. But even that is like so where what I'm saying there is we can direct energy, okay? But we are not the energy. We are not the batteries provide the energy for the flashlight. Turning the nozzle doesn't, that's not actually power, right? The power comes from the batteries. So this is what I mean. Like, we're not manifesting anything. The energy is coming through us manifesting. So that is an important thing to understand, because as we go a little bit further here, it's going to help with the conception of what I'm talking about. So we don't have to do it. Most times what we do is when we're putting a ton of energy and thought towards something, most of the time what we're doing is we're reinforcing the lack of not having whatever we're trying to manifest. And we're not conscious we're doing it. But when you're sitting there going, I want to have this. I'm bringing this to me. I'm bringing this to me. This is coming to me. What you're really saying is, I don't have this. I don't have this. I don't have this. See, the universe is very, very, very specific in how it reads energy. It reads energy. So when you're like, why would you ask for something that you already have? Right? You wouldn't. So, but a lot of the manifesting teachings says act as if you already have it, right? So this is the hint to what I'm talking about. This is the disconnect, because the manifesting teachers do kind of say it, but they gloss over it so quickly that we don't get the meaning of it. So what we have to do is not reinforce the lack. If we're going, I want this, this is coming to me, this is coming to me, all it's doing is saying, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And every once in a while, we can really like start believing we have it, and then all of a sudden the little screw up in our energy that we're putting out in lack, I don't have it, I don't have it. If we're lucky enough and we align things enough just right, sometimes it actually works. And then that's the worst thing, because it throws everybody off. They're like, I manifested this. Did you see me? I manifested it. And then they think they did it right. And basically all they did was just kind of luck out. People manifest stuff accidentally all the time. So the actual manifestation, like I literally cannot count how many times this has been said to me. It has been said to me, I would say at least 95% of the manifestation success stories that I've heard over the last 18 years. No kidding. Like 95, and I've talked about manifestation a lot. It's my job talking about spiritual law and how it works and all this stuff. I've had countless conversations about manifesting, and at least 95% of the time, people are explaining it and they either skip it altogether or they gloss over the fact that what actually worked. And they go, yeah, so I want to manifest this, right? So I put it out there that I wanted to manifest this. And it was really weird. I completely forgot about it. And then it showed up. So I manifested it. Isn't that awesome? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What did you just say? Well, I really put out that I wanted it. Yeah, after that. Well, I manifested it. No, in between, right? In between those two, what did you say? Oh, well, I forgot about it. Yes, you forgot about it. Yeah, but I manifested it anyway. Like that was a mistake that they overcame with their manifesting powers. And it's like, no. That wasn't a mistake. That's why it manifested. What? When you forget about it, that's how manifestation works. So because manifestation works, like you don't have to talk the universe into creating something for you. What kind of a system is that? Like you don't have to convince the universe to bring something. You don't have the power to birth a house on top of a mountain in the Dominican Republic to just fall into your lap. We're not that powerful. Something that is powerful like that can work through us, but we don't. I didn't manifest this house. The universe manifested it for me. So I didn't even know that I wanted it. Not this specifically. This was better than I expected. I put out in conversation, not even a specific manifestation. Most of the things that I've manifested, I didn't specifically ask for. I don't know if I've asked for any of it specifically. It just keeps coming. Why? Because I'm not acting like I don't have it. I'm just putting out what I want. How? Well, just naturally. Most of the stuff that I've manifested, the way that it came up was in conversation casually. Like over here in the DR, we're talking with friends, and when we had a couple different conversations about what we would like in the future, like hey, what are you doing? I don't know, what are you doing? I'd love to buy some land in the mountains and have a retreat center. Oh, really? That sounds amazing. I think I don't think I want to make a retreat center. I'd like to be a part of one, maybe, but I don't think I want to build one. I think I just want some land in my own place and just be off grid. That'd be cool. It was just casual. And then I went, we had some coffee and moved on with our lives. And then the next thing you know, poof. Hey, here, do you want this house? Yeah, all right. Cool. So, and we can have a little bit more direction than that. We can actually put out what we want, but we have to let go of it after. This thinking that we need to put thought to it, we need to put energy to it, that we're doing it. That's not what does it. That actually reinforces the lack thereof. So it's about forgetting about it. It's about just whatever. Hey, if it's meant, this is why another spiritual law is really beautiful, is the non-attachment to the outcome. See, the non-attachment to the outcome, now you're getting into deep spirituality. Manifesting is surface crap. I shouldn't say crap. No, it's good stuff. I'm very grateful for manifesting, but it's not that deep. Unattachment to the outcome in every area of your life, that's deep. Live like that. And then all of a sudden you'll start manifesting much better. much quicker. Why? Because you're letting go of things. You're not trying to control it and make it happen, which you're incapable of doing anyway. Kim, that really happened. Yeah, I'm sure Kim's talking about my manifesting the house in the mountain story. She was over here right around the time it happened. Well, visiting. So, and everything I've done is like that. But your non-attachment to the outcome. So, like, I heard it said like this many years ago, and it really made sense. We have when you're putting in an order for Amazon, especially Amazon these days, but any store that delivers, right? You put in an order on Amazon, and most people forget that they put in an order. Why? Because it's been consistent. They've learned to trust it. They've learned to have faith in it, believe it or not. That's just faith. Faith is not some elusive thing. Faith is just learning to trust something because it keeps working for you. So Amazon, as a general rule, probably 99 out of 100 times delivers your package. So people, once an order is put in, they kind of forget about it. They don't go on the next day and they go, oh, did I put that order in appropriately? Did Amazon get it? I got to call Amazon. Did you get my order? I put my order in yesterday. Did you get it? Because I really want that shirt. The shirt that I ordered, I want to make sure you got it because I really want that shirt. I put in an order for it. They'd be like, yeah, you put in the order. Let it go, man. It'll get there in a few days. Well, and that's what we do normally, right? We forget about, I put in the order. Yeah, I put in the order on Amazon. It'll be here. And you forget about it. And then it comes. And so we have more faith in Amazon, a man-made system that has flaws, than we do in the universe. We think we're going to go in there and control the flow of energy and direct and think real hard or put tons of our energy towards something and then poof, it's going to appear or something. That's not how it works, man. If you put in the order, it's done. It's done. Don't worry about it. Let it go. And that's how I manifested everything. That's how I manifested my business space. I didn't say, I want a business space. I have to have this business space. I want it to have a business space and a home attached to it. This is what I want because my son just moved in with me and I'm a single parent and I want to work from home. So therefore, sending energy, sending thought. That's not what I did. I just went, the idea crossed my mind one day. That'd be cool. And I said it. And sometimes people would be like, oh, what would you like to do in the future? Oh, I'd like to have my own business. I'd like to work from home. So I'd like to have a business space and my home space in the same building so I could work with my son there and it'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That was it. And people be like, they were like, I was in Coventry, Rhode Island at the time. And I was like, and I need to stay in Coventry because my son is 12 and he's been in the sports system and the school system his whole life. He's got friends there. I want to keep him in there. So it has to be in Coventry. But, and everybody said, yeah, they don't have buildings like that in Coventry. I was like, whatever. It'd be cool though. I was so unattached to the outcome that I didn't even argue. I didn't even think, is there buildings like that? Are there not buildings like that? Should I try to find a building like that? Should I do some research and see if they said there aren't buildings like that. People who lived there for many years longer than I did said they weren't buildings like that. So I just went, well, it'd be cool though. And guess what? They have buildings like that. I ended up finding 3 of them in 3 years. Those buildings that everybody said didn't exist. Yeah, 3 of them. So, and those are just the ones that I found. But this is what I mean. It's unattached to the outcome. It's just living your life on a daily basis And because if you're living your life and you're thinking about what you don't have and what you want, and that you'd be happier if you got it, you're breaking so many spiritual laws that it's going to be a miracle if it happens. Then it does happen once, and you're like, I'm a master manifester. I did it. And and one squeaked through the cracks. God knows how. You just aligned to it somehow, probably accidentally. Because because like I said, the more energy you put towards it is just reinforcing the fact that you don't have it. And then the universe is matching that. Oh, they don't have it. Oh, okay. So I'll match lack. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. Do you guys have any questions on that? I'm going to kind of scan over my notes here and let me know if you guys have any questions. Yeah. So yeah, throw your questions up, feel free. Hopefully I can see all of you. I was just checking a button here. Yeah, throw some questions, comments, whatever about that part, because I covered a lot of, what I want to talk about in that area. The other thing I'm going to go into, and I'll jump on some questions if I see them. Let's see. You have something. So let's see. We got a question. Nicole asks, what if you have something like a job you don't want to lose and you manifest you want to keep it? Well, I mean, really, you don't have to manifest that. I mean, are you saying that like, unless I'm misunderstanding, are you saying that like you have a job that you like and you're expecting to lose it? Like they say, hey, we're new management companies coming in, they're going to fire everybody. And then all of a sudden, somehow you manifest staying and when everybody else gets fired? Or are you just saying like, you just have a job you don't want to lose? Yeah. Yes to what I just said. So like, it looks like you're going to lose your job, but you manifest keeping it. If that's it, again, it's the same dynamic. This is what I love about spirituality. Yes, that. Thank you, Nicole. So like if you're expected to lose a job and then you manifest keeping it, this is what I love about spirituality. It's very simple. The dynamic never changes ever. And that's why, because it's eternal. It was true 10,000 years ago. It'll be true 10,000 years from now. It's true in manifesting a box of Cracker Jacks. And it's true if you're manifesting a job or a new home or whatever. I mean, the dynamic doesn't change. So it's the best way to do it is non-attachment to the outcome. Because if you're putting out, I want to keep my job, I want to keep my job, oh my God, please let me keep my job. That's just reinforcing the energy of lack. Like, why would you be worried about a job that you're going to keep? Right? You wouldn't. So if you're worried about it and you're putting energy out, you can say, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. But that's the universe doesn't understand. I don't wanna. All it understands is the topic and the energy attached to that topic. So the topic is job. The energy is lose. It doesn't understand I don't wanna. It just understands fear, job. So what would be fearful about a job? Losing it. Okay, let's match losing the job. because that's what they're putting out. Their energy is putting out, lose the job, lose the job. I don't want to lose the job. I don't want to lose the job, but the energy is fearful. So this is why unattachment to the outcome is the best way to circumvent this. Because, our brain goes, oh, okay, so if I go, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job. And the universe thinks that means I do want to lose my job because it doesn't understand terminology. It just understands energy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip-flop it. This is something that the manifesting teachers teach. They go, well, flip-flop it. So you got to put out positive energy. So just put out keeping my job, or I love my job, something like that. And this is actually a really, really good example. Thank you. So when you flip-flop that, like the manifesting teachers, sometimes the good ones will say to do that, then you're putting out, I love my job, I get to keep my job, I love my job, I get to keep my job. So you're not putting out lack, right? You're putting out pleasure. Now that's closer. It's not exactly, but the energy is positive. It's good. And that's why sometimes it works. But what's even clearer than that is non-attachment to the outcome. Because then not only do you usually manifest what you want, you leave the door open for something even better. You know how I said that, like, I didn't know that I wanted a house in the mountains in the DR per se. Like I wasn't trying to manifest that. Like, it came to me because it was even better than I was guessing. Like, I signed a year lease down by the beach. I had no intention of moving this quickly. I moved like 3 months after I got to the DR up into the mountains. It wasn't even on my radar, but the universe brought it quicker because I left the door open. How did I leave the door open? Through unattachment to the outcome, not trying to manifest a specific thing. I never try to manifest a specific thing. What I try to do is live in joy, which, if you bring it back into Nicole's example, it sounds very similar. So you go, oh, I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. Some people look at that and go, oh, that's manifesting keeping your job. Yeah, kind of. But something, like I said, even clearer is non-attachment to the outcome and living in joy. So, because if you look at that closely, I love my job. I love my job. I love doing this type of work. I'm so joyful. I'm so happy that I get to do this type of work. What that does, that energy does, is it opens up the door for the universe, especially if you're not directing it at a specific job. You're just saying, I really love this. I really love this. What that does is it opens up, like, you might think you want to keep a job. And then all of a sudden the universe comes in because you have non-attachment to the outcome. You're just enjoying living your life. Oh, I love my life. And my job's part of it. And I love that too. And then all of a sudden the universe goes, oh, they want more things that they love. They want more things that they enjoy. So instead of manifesting staying at some job that you think you want to stay at, the universe can come in. It might keep you at that job because it might be a wonderful job. Or it might come in and give you a promotion, or you might get fired from that job, and then you step into another job that's 10 times better that you didn't even know was out there. That is what unattachment to the outcome gives you. It's just, this is why we need to live from love, live from joy. Stay in the present moment and be unattached to the outcome and just feel gratitude, practice gratitude for what we do have, because then the universe keeps bringing, it matches gratitude. So instead of trying to manifest a job or a car or a house, we need to manifest happiness. And then what happens is happiness is like at the top, right? So we get everything underneath it. Like, if we're manifesting happiness, And like our car breaking down all the time is just a problem, or it doesn't have four-wheel drive and we like to go to cool places in the mountains and check out waterfalls. Well, then it will bring in another car. It'll just manifest it for you. You don't even have to ask. Why? Because you're feeding happiness. That's why. Happiness, 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 joy, fun living. I love that stuff. You keep doing that, and everything that you need to express the joy and the happiness in your life, it will come. You will be supported. And we have such a minimal perspective. We think we know what we want. This is why unattachment to the outcome is so important. We think we know what we want. Oh, I want that job. You don't know you want that job. You don't even know you want to stay at that job. And I don't even care if you're already there. Maybe some jackass boss is going to come in and screw the whole thing up. Then what? Oh, I want that house. It's my dream house. Well, what if it's a money pit and you didn't know? Whoa, I want that. Like, we have to stop thinking so small-minded and start broadening our horizons. And if we're trying to live a happy life, let's put our positive energy towards that. Just feeling the gratitude. Oh, I'm so blessed that I have this. And then we keep getting more stuff to feel blessed over. And we enjoy the journey. We're not under some misconception that we're going to be happy if we get to keep our job. Because, like, let's say this job is really cool and you get to keep it, and then everything else in your life falls apart. Your health drops, or, whatever of the million things that could go wrong in your life. And you're like, well, I still have that job. That's cool. Every area of my life has fallen apart, but I got that job. Then what good is the job? So we have to broaden our mind and think bigger. And that gives the room for the universe to work, and then just bring in all this stuff. And it's not so much work. We just get to enjoy our life on a daily basis. Every once in a while, we can put in an order. That'd be cool. That's the energy in which I manifest things. I go, that'd be cool. Well, yeah. Are you going to work towards it? No. Like, oh, there's really nothing I can do. Like, how am I going to work towards it? Like, do what? I just think it'd be cool. Oh, look. Wow, there it is. And then, and a lot of times it's something better than I planned, because I have a minimal perspective just like everybody else is. So this is why I love so much giving the universe room to work. So hopefully that makes some sense. I might go into a little aspect again, but yeah, so Cindy asked, can you manifest a goal or something not tangible? Example, like a goal to lose weight. That's... Oh, Nicole said that was good and it resonated with me. Good. For that last part I just finished on. Excellent. Thank you, Nicole. I always like knowing when something clicked, because sometimes it's helpful to give a little bit, another piece of information. But Cindy's, so example, like a goal to lose weight. Yeah, you can yeah, this is tough to answer because, like, I'm also coming from a personal trainer background. So let me put it this way. Well, I don't think Ben will mind. We've talked about it on air before. So when Ben came to see me, Ben that used to do this podcast with me for years and still is involved in my business and is starting his own. So if anybody's interested, check that out. But when Ben came to me, he was in severe need to lose a dramatic amount of weight. And he's done a remarkable job, by the way. Now, what I said to him as a personal trainer is, I said, you'll lose the weight. Anybody can lose the weight. It's just a goal you just work towards and you achieve it. I mean, it's like she said, it's something not tangible. I understand what you mean by not tangible. But in the world of form, here in the transitory world, a goal like losing weight kind of is tangible because it's a result of certain actions that you can kind of predict. So, I mean, you can do it spiritually too. But I told them, I said, you can lose the weight. There's many ways of doing it. You can have surgeries, you can work out real hard, you can change your diet, you can do cardio, you can do weights, you can mix the two. There's all kinds of ways to lose weight. But most people put the weight back on. And the reason they do is because they didn't change the reason that they got heavy in the first place. It's who you become along the way. So if you change yourself along the way, then you'll keep off the weight. So that's why it's kind of tangible, because you can kind of control it on a physical level. So yeah, I don't know if I did a really good job at answering your question, because that example took me right there. So if that doesn't answer your question, I can answer it more fully. And I'm gonna try to connect with your question here for a second to see if I can get some insight. Can you manifest a goal or something not tangible? Like, I'm gonna try to just pick another goal, like a goal like being the president of a company or something. That seems like it might be another goal that wouldn't be perceived as tangible, but yeah, it's a goal. Okay, so that makes sense, Cindy said. Okay, cool. So I think I kind of answered it, but I'm going to go on this down this path a little bit, just because that's what I was getting. So yeah, like, to manifest a goal, you can, but a lot of times, so here's an interesting thing. A lot of times, how I said that we manifest stuff the wrong way, but then sometimes it works and we think we did it right. Well, one of the main ways that we do that is because we believe our own bullshit. Okay. So what I mean by that is, you know how we have these things like, work hard and you'll be successful and all this stuff. Like, none of that's actually true. It's just, but people will show examples of how it is true to try to prove that it is, and it's not. So this is what happens is people go, like, let's say somebody says, I want to be the president of this company. And they lock their energy on that, and they just do everything they can to do it. They think that the actions that they took actually got them to the president of the company, right? They're like, oh, I made it happen. I manifested. I did what it took. Actually, there's people who become presidents of companies all the time without doing all that work, through manifestation, right? The way those people did it is because they believed if they did the work, they would become the president. They believed that. So as they did the work, what they were doing is they're pulling themselves into alignment. And that's actually how it manifested. Because when we align to something, that's when it manifests. When we align our energy to it, things manifest. So it's not linear like things are on this plane. This is, we're talking spirituality here. It's the eternal realm. It's not the temporal realm. In the temporal realm, everything is linear. You do this, you do this, you do this, you get that. That's not how it works in the spiritual world. It works through alignment. So when we are aligned, it appears. Now, that could go through 20 years of work, or it could go through a really good dream the night before, a spiritual experience. But what happens is if people work for 20 years, they slowly bring themselves into alignment because they are thinking that what they do will work. So therefore it does, because they think it does when it actually doesn't. All they did was come into an alignment. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, it's whatever we believe. Like, I was a master manifester when I was alcoholic egomaniac when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. I mean, I could manifest anything at the drop of a hat. If I wanted to date a girl, boom. If I wanted to, like, I used to like run low on money because I had money blocks. It's another story. But if I needed money, I'd be like, I'm going to go down to the liquor store and get a scratch ticket, get some money. And I just would. I'd go down there. I hit like $60 on a scratch ticket like 3 times in a row. And I would do it I would just do it when I needed money. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to go down. My roommate was like, are you kidding me? Because you've seen it happen. Just like, $60. Yes, let's go out. And then and I'd be like, I can't abuse this. A few weeks later, I'd be like, oh, we're broke. Need some money. I'm going to go get a scratch ticket. $60. Yes. So, I mean, I used to do things like that all the time. It was, why? I wasn't spiritual. I believed my own BS. I believed I could do it. Whatever I believed I could do, I should have been dead many times. There was a period I didn't think I could die. I used to go do things to prove to people that I couldn't die. I'd be like, no, I really can't die. And they'd be like, yeah, right. Like, watch this. And I go do something stupid. And they'd be like, oh my God, maybe you can't die. Like they started believing it. It was crazy. That's not spiritual. That was just me believing. That's faith. So this is what I mean. People can manifest in a way that it's not even spiritual. And it's such a kindergarten. Oh, Pam's on. Hey, Pam E. Pam E. Oh, Nicole. I always say that about scratch ticket, but I never follow through. Maybe you should now. Yeah, maybe, I mean, so we've been going for a while. I'm actually going to kind of hone in on this last part because it's very important. So, I was looking for different ways to say this, and I told you it's a pet peeve. So I checked out Tole's manifesting course, and I would recommend his because I knew he would go about it right because he's so deeply spiritual. And what he starts with is it's your connection to God. It's your connection to the universe. That's all that matters. Stop trying to manifest a bunch of stuff. Stop it. It's a waste of time. It's not going to get you anywhere because it's manifesting a bunch of stuff. All that is another version of becoming a workaholic or being materialistic or, at some point you got to go deeper with your spirituality. So why not just go there now? I'm telling you, you're going to get everything that you want if you come in the right door instead of dabbling around with this kindergarten crap of manifesting things you think you want. You're undercutting yourself. You're going to get yourself jobs and cars and houses that you think you want, and you're still not going to be happy. Why? Because happiness comes from within. That's why. And our perspectives are very minimal. We can't see the future. We don't know what's best for us. So stop acting like you know what's best for you and trying to manifest a life that you think is going to make you happy externally. We have to start living from the inside out, not from the outside in. You can get everything you want and your life is still going to suck, I guarantee you. Start from the inside out. And that's how everything works, including manifestation. So if you just connect to your source, whatever that is, just connect, bring peace and happiness and love into your life and just live in that, and the energy of peace and love. Manifesting is effortless. You don't have to, it just comes. It just comes. It's like, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? You know, this is that. When you live like that, you get everything you need. And I know that, like I'm an example. I'll use myself as an example. I am an example of somebody who really loves being in a relationship. I love it. Most of my life, I haven't been in them, but I really love being in them. I grow a lot when I'm not. um, but like I love being in a relationship. So me, if I think in my little brain and I go, well, I should be in a relationship and then I'll be happy. I just throw a wrench into it because something external is going to bring me happiness. So that just throws a wrench in the whole works. I need to be unattached to the outcome. I need to be living love, peace, joy. And you can do this with anything. And some people, so the reason I chose a relationship is because some people latch onto that so tightly because they think that, you know, they really love being in them so much that they can't picture an existence without being in one. And what that is a need. I need to be in a relationship. What need is neediness. That's where the term neediness comes from, right? So need is a version of lack. I don't have it, but I need to have it. So you're reinforcing the lack thereof, and you don't even know you're reinforcing it. So to skip all those misfires and all those mistakes and all those errors, and then, or you actually believe it enough, and then you get a relationship, and the guy or the girl is a complete jackass, and you're like, oh my God, damn, no, I wanted a good relationship. Then you manifest a good relationship, but you're not capable, or freaking something always goes wrong when you just try manifesting stuff that you think you want. But if you just manifest love and happiness and joy and peace and gratitude and living your best life, and you're happy in the moment, then what's going to happen is, like, you know, let's say 75% of the people in the world would actually be more fulfilled and happier with a relationship. They'll get one. They'll get one, not because they put in energy to manifest it, just because they're living in joy and happy. And then all of a sudden, you know, I mean, the manifestation powers work too. But plus, just logistically, if you have somebody that's really happy and healthy and they meet somebody that's really needy, they're probably not going to click. Right? So like if I meet if I try to be really present and loving and you know, and centered and present, and then I meet some woman who's really needy, I'm going to get turned off. Why? Because she needs something from me. Like she's not supposed to depend on me for her happiness. That comes from within. Now I meet somebody that knows that happiness comes from within and is vibrating at that rate. Ooh, hey, you know, now you got a different story, you know, so it actually helps with the connection process. But even without that, the universe will do it. If, like I said, if you take 100 people that say that they really feel that they would be fulfilled in a relationship, there's probably 25% or 10%, whatever the percentage is, that's not actually true. It's just a belief system in their mind. So most of the people probably would be more fulfilled in a relationship, but there's a certain percentage that think they want it that actually don't. But if they focus on the happiness, we'll only get what makes us happy. So all of a sudden, some of those people will wake up if they manifest properly and just focus on their peace, love, and happiness in their own lives and happiness coming from within. If they focus on that, they're going to wake up like 5 years, 10 years down the road, just living just the best life. And it's just going to be so fulfilled and so happy. And then somebody will go, hey, didn't you want to get in a relationship 5 years ago? And they'll be like, oh yeah, wow, man, I really thought that was the key to my happiness back then. Isn't that interesting? I haven't even thought about it in a while. Well, I guess I don't need one, you know? But we get so latched on to things. Oh, I need this. that we can't even imagine life without it. Let go of it all, man. Unattachment to the outcome. Just be happy, happy, happy. If you are going to be happier in a relationship, don't worry, you will be in one. And if you're not, you won't. Who gives a crap? You will be so happy, you won't care. You know? Expand your mind to understand that concept. Because I mean, it's a difficult concept for a lot of people. You talk to them and they're so latched onto something like a proper job or a proper relationship or something. And right, I mean, I understand why. I mean, those things can be very, very wonderful and fulfilling when you have them sometimes, if they're part of your happiness and you do it right, right? But they're so attached to it. If you tell them, hey, you might be happy without it, why don't you just focus on your happiness? They're like, oh, don't eat. No, that's ridiculous. No, I need it. I need it. I need it. It's like, no, we don't need. Then you're needy and you're reinforcing the energy of lack. If you focus on happiness, whatever you need to be happy, the universe is going to serve up on a silver platter. You know, one of my favorite sayings when I was getting sober was, it is God's good grace to give you the keys to the kingdom. It is God's good grace to give you the keys to the kingdom. You do not have to pry them out of his hand. You don't have to create a vision board for the damn keys. You don't have to you don't have to sit there and manifest keys through your energy and through visualization and all this crap. You don't have to do it. It's God's good grace to give you the keys to the kingdom. He wants to give you the keys. He's running around unlocking all kinds of doors for you if you just get out of your own way and allow him to. Which that's kind of was my last point that I want to touch on. I'll see if I want to fine tune it at all. Yeah, it's just alignment. What's primary? Stop trying to manifest. What's primary is alignment with the joy, peace, and love that's inside of you. Be the change you wish to see. Go within. Be happy. Be love. Be joyful. Be it. Express it to other people through your actions, through your words. Just live like that, man. And you don't have to worry about what's coming. You're going to get more than you ever dreamed. And it's going to look in all kinds of ways that you never would have expected. Most of the things that I got, it's way above what I thought. I mean, I've manifested some stuff like intentionally a few times when I've played around with it, and I've gotten that thing. And it's like, yeah, cool. You know, it's like a party trick. Hey, I manifested $20. I'm a freaking genius. And the universe is going, yeah, I had $1 million for you, but you really focused on the 20. So here you go. Maybe you should kind of open up your mind a little. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that's it for the manifesting. Manifesting is a result of spirituality. Dive into spirituality. Be spiritual. Live spiritual. That's where happiness comes from. And then the manifestation is just a manifestation of that. You know, just creating some job or some car or house or relationship. It's so controlling and it's so egocentric that we think we know what we want from our perspective. I mean, wow. Like there's this universe that is omnipresent, omnipowerful, can just give you things that you never even dreamed were true. And we're just taking its legs out and minimizing its power and going and thinking that whatever we manifest is going to make us happy. Like it didn't, didn't we learn anything from the 80s? The time of excess. Like in the 80s, it was all about excess and acquiring and getting and, and I mean, it's still like that to some degree, but I mean, think about what we're doing. We're going, hey, materialism isn't where it's at. We need to turn to love. Most people are getting that now. So what we're doing is we just took manifesting and we replaced hard work with manifestation because it sounds easier. Well, I don't want to work for it. I'll manifest it. What's the difference? It's still about it. Whatever the hell you're talking about. I won't work for the new car. I'll manifest the new car. I won't work for the relationship. I'll manifest the relationship. What difference does it make how you got it if your focus is it? Why are you trying to manifest in the first place? Because you think it's going to make you happy. You think you'll be a happier version of you if you have whatever you're trying to manifest. That's the whole point of why people try to manifest. And that's backwards. Happiness comes from within. And then what happens is when we manifest things, it's meant to be an expression of our happiness that we already have. It's our happiness being birthed into form in this transient reality. That's what manifesting is supposed to be. I have so much joy that it's filling my energy up, and that energy is turning into these physical experiences and material things and all this wonderful stuff. It's happiness manifest into form. That's what manifesting is. And we've just chopped its legs off and we use it as a freaking party trick to get what we think we want. And we're just so undercutting ourselves. So my suggestion is to put the manifesting on the back burner. Just put it on the back burner, man. It doesn't matter. Focus on your life, your peace, your love, your joy, living it. Just increase your meditation, dive in deeper. Allow your soul to open. That's where the real joy comes in. That's where all the fulfillment. And then you'll see all the things that are going to really make you happy. Not only those things will come into fruition, but they're going to be better than you planned. Oh my God, I wanted a beautiful house with a gorgeous pool. This one has a mother-in-law apartment. Oh, look, a year later, some relative needed to stay there, and we have the perfect place. Who knew? This is how magical life can be if we open up to it. So that's it. Dive into the spirituality first, and then the manifestation will be an expression of the love that's within you, instead of using it to try to get what you think you want, like a party trick. So there. That's going to do it for today. This one way longer than I thought. Well, I shouldn't say way longer. But it definitely went over an hour, which I think this is a new long one for me. So there. All right. Thank you, people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. I really do appreciate it. You allow me to do what I love. So I thank you for that. So thank you. Take care. Shoot me a message if I can be of any service. And I'm going to cut out. Peace.
Looking for more? Check out over 200 episodes of Life Lessons and Laughter, or click the link in the description of this episode to connect with Glenn directly.